Hey, and welcome to Drinks on the House. I'm your co-host, Zach Kowalski. With me, as always, is Andrew Hamill, and the
Hello.
pride of Pinckney, Michigan, Kevin. I don't know your last name.
Alice. Can that be the middle of my name now? You don't know my last name?
I think
Kevin,
that's
what's your last name, Alice?
How do you pronounce that again? Shit.
We'll catch it in post.
We can edit
No,
that out later.
no, just
Yeah.
leave it in. You leave it in.
So if you didn't know, folks, this is a conversational podcast, just like sitting at the corner of a bar with your best buddies, discussing the stupid shit that happens throughout the year, and nerd and pop culture, and
All
all
kinds of
this.
stuff. Just everything.
Yeah.
We say things.
We say things. You'll laugh, maybe.
We'll talk.
Maybe you'll pity us. I
Potentially.
don't know.
Oh, pity would be nice. That's where the real money is.
Yeah, real
Yeah.
money's in pity.
Get those sad listens.
That's where the audible.com money is.
Yeah. So today we're doing 5 things we're anticipated for the year. Since this is really early in the year, we decided that we wanted to talk about things that we're really excited about throughout all of the year. Would anyone like to start?
Uh,
Andy, you want to lead us off?
Sure. So I
Should we
think,
just go in a circle, one each?
yeah, well, let's do one each.
Good way to do it.
Mine are kind of in non-consecutive order.
Mine
Are that all right? Fine. Then I'll try and order.
are. You don't have to. I did. I
Well,
guess
now
I
feel
can about this more.
now I feel pressured. All right. So I guess the first one I'll start off with is a new HBO series called Vinyl. I don't know if you guys have seen the previews for that. It's about
have.
yeah, it's about the late '70s music scene out in New York, and it's who's the writer? It was created and written by Terrence Winters, so he's the guy that he was a writer for The Sopranos. He's also the guy that created Boardwalk Empire in HBO.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
Scorsese's also attached to this one. Him and one Mick Jagger from the Rolling Stones are producers, and Scorsese directed the pilot.
Oh,
Um,
shit.
yeah, and the star is Bobby Cannavale. I don't know if you guys have seen him. He's kind of been working his way up. He was in that movie Chef. He was in Boardwalk Empire, the third. I'll go with third season.
I did see Chef. I liked Chef, so I probably
That
know.
was good.
Yeah, he was the one of the sous chefs in it, the non John Leguizamo sous chef.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
You're right.
Oh, he was
Say no more.
The
Say-
non
Say them all,
Leguizamo.
say them all.
Yeah. And I've always just been a huge fan of that guy's writing. I love The Sopranos. I love Boardwalk Empire.
Yeah.
Except for the
Great
last season,
shows.
which was dog shit.
Of course.
But outside of that, pretty excited for it.
Nice.
Good.
Yeah, I saw a preview for that. I think I was watching Bill Maher on demand or something. It looked real interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, HBO always nails the aesthetic, and especially if you got Scorsese on board. And,
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
He's so good. If you have him attached to it in any way, shape, or form, even if it's just like Scorsese gives his blessing, chances are whatever's happening, whatever you're farting out is probably good.
Yeah.
Scorsese literally farted next to the script. It's
Yeah.
gotta be great.
It's
Yeah.
good. Oh my god.
I've never seen any of his work. I've heard good things though. So we'll see. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
It's good.
I'm not
Say,
sure if that came.
I can count on multiple fingers that we've watched Scorsese movies together.
Very much so.
All right, I'll go next with my, I guess, fifth most anticipated. So I'm really excited. I lopped all these together, but I looked at all of the animes that are coming out in 2016, and I'm super pumped for a lot of them. There's a chef anime that actually, Zach, you might like because it's really like off the wall while still having actual recipes.
That sounds awesome.
It's
Yeah.
actually really cool.
And it gotta be, yeah, well, because Bourdain put out his comic book that was actually pretty good.
Mhm.
Jirio, something sushi. I forgot the name of it, but
Oh, like that
Uh,
documentary.
no, he made a comic book.
Oh. So he actually made a comic book.
Yes. Real quick.
But yeah, I'll keep going while you're looking up that. The anime is called Shokugeki. It's quite good. Another big one that's been hyped up in the last year was Attack on Titan. Was hyped up by literally everyone, and the second season's coming out this year, and that is when things start going forward. So that'll be interesting to see. Another anime that I saw recently that really impressed me is coming out with another season called Danganronpa. It's basically it was like a survival game where, in order to get out of this apocalyptic school, you had to murder one of your classmates and get away with it.
I played that game. That's a great game.
It's an incredible game.
Yeah, I played that for the Vita. It was fun.
It was on the
fun
Vita.
time.
Yep. They made an anime out of it. It's awesome.
Sweet.
And they're making another season of it. That's gonna be good. And then the other Digimon movies come out this year, so that'll bring me right back to childhood.
Nice.
Bringing it full circle.
It's a full circle.
I
never,
feel like that's a big thing is nostalgia lately. So if you got Digimon coming back, that kind of fits in with the general nostalgia movement that's been going on the past couple of years,
Ever.
I'd say.
Best ever. There's a new Digimon game
Yeah.
coming out in a couple weeks too.
Really?
Oh yeah, I'll be playing it.
And then isn't there like the super immersive Pokemon game that's coming out in the next year or so?
Oh,
Have you guys
the
seen anything
Pokemon
about
Go? Are you talking about Pokemon Go, the mobile one?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
I've
Where
heard
you
about
walk
that.
around in the world, the actual world, and you look through your phone and find Pokemon. I'm so
Really?
ready for that. I'm gonna get so much exercise.
Finally, a nerdy workout.
I'm just gonna drive to Brighton and walk around Brighton catching Pokemon. That's my plan going forward.
Just head to Detroit and just have a little safari.
Yeah, have a safari in Detroit.
That way you could actually be in the tall grass.
Yeah. Well played.
Thank you.
Appreciate.
But no, that actually sounds pretty awesome. I haven't heard anything about that.
I'd suggest you look into it. It looks really interesting. It's the same vein. They bought the technology that they made Ingress with. I don't know if you know that. It's a phone game that's basically the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Kind of like scan the world and.
But now they have beloved characters behind it, so it'll actually go somewhere.
Yes, so actually people give a shit.
Yeah. So yeah, Nintendo bought that technology and is using it for good, to do God.
I've heard they were trying to go into a more mobile gaming area with their.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've been trying that for a while, just because like they do so much better on mobile games than they do in on console. It seems.
Well,
You capture a wider audience because I feel like most people are more easily swayed into buying something that can be used on their phone or like a handheld device where
Sure.
and it's a lot less of an investment, I
Yeah,
guess.
it's $5 for the game, and versus $150 for I think Wii U was going for.
You mean a Smash Bros machine?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, that's exactly the problem too. Is you want to play your beloved Smash Brothers? Here's this $150 paperweight.
Yeah. No thanks.
Yeah.
With the amount I play Smash Bros, it pays for itself.
That's true. Between that and the annual Mario title they fart out, they make their money back.
Yeah. I usually get Mario Kart too whenever that comes out. That's always fun.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's
We
such
made a
beautiful
drinking game out of it. Not Mario Kart.
Okay.
Much more advanced. Much more advanced.
I've seen Mario Kart, and I've only seen it done in very poorly lit rooms by college guys in sweatpants. So it's a dark experience.
Sounds about right.
That's because they've all drank so much that they can't see light anymore. So
Drink themselves blind playing Mario Kart.
all right, well, we'll move on there.
All right,
Zach,
I'll
what about
go
you?
with my next topic. I'm actually gonna keep the video game discussion going. I'm gonna go with the release of Uncharted 4.
Mm.
I'm a big PlayStation supporter, so I've been following the Uncharted series since its beginning, actually. Uh, and it's always a highly anticipated event when the new game comes out, and I'm just really excited to finally see Nathan Drake's story come to an end.
Hmm.
And in next gen, well, current gen, I shouldn't even say next gen. Um, graphics. The game looks great from the preview at E3. Gameplay looks fun. You get a grappling hook. I can't argue with that.
Yeah, really.
And it'll be sad to see such a great series go because I love Nathan Drake. He's one of my favorite game characters of all time. But
I will remember you. Da, da,
Now,
da.
here's a question I have because that's one of Sony's like major franchises.
yes,
So, Naughty Dog does that. They're
Mhm.
they're a very good company. They've been great throughout the years. Now, do you think that actually ends Uncharted, or do you think there will be spin-offs? Because I think spin-offs.
Dun, dun, dun.
no, the way I see with Naughty Dog, I don't see them continuing the series. They seem like the company that always wants to do something new. Just kind of like with Last of Us, that came out right after Uncharted 3, and that
I never said that Naughty Dog would continue.
ah, I see what you did there.
Do you think PlayStation will give it up?
Touche.
That
So-
is who will give it up.
So
Because
you
they
think
could
they're-
give it to another company.
So you think they're gonna Sonic the Hedgehog Uncharted?
They're gonna crash. They're gonna Crash Bandicoot
Or
it.
Crash
They're gonna
Bandicoot
take
it.
something nice that Naughty Dog has given us and fuck it up.
I'd like to say
No.
no,
You
but
want to say no, but evidence says otherwise.
true. But I just in the way PlayStation's been kind of running their shit the last couple of years, I don't think they're gonna do it. Um, just because I think they've kind of learned the industry lessons from Nintendo and your EAs that when you piss off your fans base, it never you never make money from it.
It's true. That's true. But now that ends, here's the flip side. Now, if I'm wrong and Naughty Dog ends the project, chances of a Crash Bandicoot revival? I don't know. I'm always hopeful.
Always hopeful, but I wouldn't hold your breath.
Always hopeful and always disappointed.
I feel like
Just
that's
like
the
my
motto.
lady friends.
I feel like that's the motto of the video game player. Is
Kind
always disappointed.
Like Half-Life 3.
Yeah. How long we've been waiting for that motherfucker now?
I want it to never come out to keep hearing bitch.
Oh, I don't give a shit. I know.
I
I've never
love
played
it.
so.
But what will all the Counter-Strike fans do?
Go back to playing Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
Have been since 1998.
Die in a hole playing Counter-Strike. That'd be ideal. All right, let's move on to the next one.
All
All
right. Next stop.
Now that we've wished death on all the Counter-Strike fans,
There goes half our audience.
I'm gonna go. My number 4, I guess, will be one of 2 comic book themed items on my list, and I'll do the Dark Knight 3, the Master Race. So it's the final installment, I believe. I thought that it was done after the first 2, but no, I believe it's the final installment in Frank Miller's Dark Knight saga. I got into comics only about a year and a half ago because I was just having too much sex, so yeah, I had to calm that down.
Like you do.
Had to taper
Yeah,
that.
just had to really put it on ice. And I always loved Batman stuff. Ever since I was a kid. So, I got the first hardcover book. I guess they're doing it now where it's like the new book comes out and then 2 weeks later they'll release a hardcover one. So I'm waiting for the second one. But first issue was good so far. Hopefully it won't be disappointing.
Nice.
Now, of all the DC heroes, I've always been a fan of Batman over just about everyone else. Simply
Yeah, 'cause
because DC seems much more like sugar and candy to me, and they've had darker series, but
yeah.
but for the most part, a lot of their superheroes feel like that goody goody two shoe ish hero or like real basic
Oh.
stuff.
Oh, I
At
agree.
least outside looking in, I haven't read that much of them, but just on face value.
Well, that's why I
'Cause
kind of.
I'm a big Marvel fan, so I'm used to the more gritty stuff going on. And
Yeah, I always like Batman. I've never been a big. Well, I mean, obviously the two big tentpoles are Batman and Superman. I was never a huge Superman fan ever.
that's
Yeah.
because he's the worst superhero imaginable, because he
Yeah.
can't lose except for one thing.
Superman.
I'll answer the
He's a-
question for you.
he's a haircut.
Yeah, he's a
pretty
haircut.
much.
Yeah. No, I always liked it just always seemed like that Batman always seemed kind of subversive, that he was just like this really just tortured soul, but then they marketed it to kids. And I find it's like still an interesting read as an adult, specifically for DC Comics. And
No, that's interesting.
yeah.
That
Whole,
makes sense.
I never thought about how fucked up the story is, and then you market it to children.
Yeah, it's imagine if your parents died, then you could become a superhero.
Yeah. Don't tell mothers and fathers that, by the way, because they'll blame Grand Theft Auto for things. There's no telling what they'll do with that.
Yeah, it's Batman's the real enemy.
It's always been there.
Damn, should have seen it coming.
Damn. I guess I'll go on with my next one. My fourth, and I already have tickets to this. I'm incredibly excited for this concert, this weekend concert, is Rock on the Range. I went last year, and for the people who do not know what Rock on the Range is a 3-day concert with all rock metal music in Ohio. Actually, not all, because Machine Gun Kelly's there this year, and Yellow Wolf and Tech Nine were there last year. So they bring in the weirder rappers. The outcasts, so to speak. And so the big one, like Chili Peppers, are going to be there this year. Disturbed's reunion passes through here. Rob Zombie's going to headline. He always puts on a great show. Shinedown, we're gonna skip Five Finger Death Punch because because
Yeah.
Day to Remember and Bring Me the Horizon are there, which is great. I love seeing Megadeth in concert too, because it's just like Dave Mustaine just going at a guitar like the whole time.
I've seen Megadeth in concert, and yeah, it's pretty much just picture Dave Mustaine masturbating and replace his penis with the guitar.
Yeah,
you get it. You
exactly
get the
how I
idea.
would describe it. Much like the same thing when you see Yngwie Malmsteen, except his fingers go faster.
Yeah.
But I'm also excited to see Lamb of God. I actually get to see Lamb of God this Thursday too, which is good for me. But I'll see him again at Rock on the Range. So it's just a stacked lineup from metalcore to metal to rock. At just a great lineup. It's a fun time. I'm just so excited.
Nice.
And you have one of the first American shows of a band that have been particularly fond of my whole life, called At the Drive-In.
Oh yeah, they're gonna be there too. Yep, that's true.
Yeah. They're always. I saw them at Lollapalooza, I think, 2 or 3 years ago, when they were doing what they coined as their one-off reunion show circuit, where they basically just went around and played all the major festivals and made a shitload of money. Yeah. But always a good time.
Yeah, I had that happen with Amon Amarth from Europe.
Okay. Yeah.
They did their first. They did Mayhem a couple years back, and they hadn't played in the States for like 10 years. And they did Mayhem, and like I ejaculated when I saw the announcement. There's no other way to put it.
Nothing better than some good Viking metal.
Nothing better. Oh, sorry. No, pirate metal.
I was gonna say maybe pirate metal.
Hailstorm.
God, I love Hailstorm.
God, I love Hailstorm. But yeah, Rock on the Range, definitely my number 4.
Nice.
Mr. Zach?
All right. Well, as for me, my number 4 is going to be just the influx of new comedy albums that are going to be released this year. I don't really listen to music very much anymore, except I've been listening to a shitload of Bowie since he just died, but I mostly listen to comedy and podcasts, so...
I listened to a shitload of Motorhead when Lemmy died, so I feel you. Sorry to interrupt.
No. That's what this whole podcast is about. Is just talking over one another and interruptions.
No, I'm right.
My turn to talk. Shit, what was I saying?
The comedy albums.
First try.
But you got new albums coming from hopefully Mark Maron this year. He just had a new special come out. I think around it was Christmas or earlier this year. You got a new album from Amy Schumer, who is something I actually didn't like up until recently. I never really found her that funny, but she's been winning me over. I have to admit that.
Mm-hmm.
Her show is Aces.
Yes,
That show's
it is.
great.
Show is Aces.
Yeah, they're bringing in new
A1
staff.
steak sauce.
Yeah.
Or they're expanding their writing staff. I know Mike Lawrence is going to be writing on this new season. I don't know if you guys know who he is. He's a nerdy New York comic. Hosts a podcast.
I have not heard of him.
I don't
Real
think-
funny. You'd like him. Hopefully he's coming out with something new. It's been a couple years since he's recorded an album. But yeah, I'd say ultimately just it's going to be a good year for comedy. Just a lot of releases. Should be a lot of big names releasing stuff, new stuff, recording some specials, and should be a good time.
Big comedy news today. Weird Al Yankovic is joining Comedy Bing Bong with Hot Saucerman. So I don't know if you guys saw that. He's going to be
I
the new
didn't see
band
that.
leader. Yeah,
Oh, wow.
they just announced it today. I guess
Oh,
Kid
Jesus.
Cudi, after one season, decided to dip out. So now they brought in Weird Al Yankovic,
I mean,
which has been the weirdest trajectory from Reggie Watts
No
to Kid
shit.
Cudi, then to Weird Al Yankovic.
I'm not upset about it.
No. I can't say that I'm mad.
It'll be interesting. It'll be
Yeah.
interesting.
I'll have to check that out for sure.
No,
It's at least worth a check.
Yeah.
no.
Andy, you want to go with your next
So that-
excitement?
That takes us to are we gonna find a way to do those crazy like noise effects where it's like number three, something like
Three. No, you'll have to do it yourself.
that?
We don't have the
Number
budget for that
three.
yet. I think you'll maybe wait until like 10 episodes in. and-
Wait for the budget to kick in.
Once we get that bonobo, that sweet bonobos one.
Right now we're only paying enough for PBR to be on the house.
Yeah.
We can't afford to...
We're working our way up.
For shame. Yeah, we're working on that Stroh's sponsorship.
God, I'd kill for a Stroh's sponsorship.
30 pack of Stroh, 30 pack of Ho.
Yeah.
No Rogaine in the propane float.
I'll rename the podcast. Fuck it.
All right, 3.
Alright, number 3 for me. I'm gonna go with the Deadpool movie. Super excited about that. I've been reading a shitload of Deadpool comics. I ran through the Posehn, like him, and then another guy named something Jugan. I can't remember his first
Yeah,
name.
I think I think you're right. It's Dugan, but that's a great
It-
run.
Yeah, they did like an 8-book series. So I ran through that, and then I've been running through the Daniel Way series. It's awesome. The movie looks pretty much exactly like what I would expect from reading the comics. So
excited. Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's my number 1.
Yeah.
So
That was my number 2. So
Yeah.
well,
I figured there would be some overlap because all of us would put Deadpool.
Yep.
I I shot my wad too soon. I
No,
apologize,
no.
guys.
No, it's okay. It's fine. I have
Yeah.
other ones. This is why we prepared 5.
We can have a
I'll
nice
take that.
meaty discussion.
This is what we trained for, boys.
Yeah. Everyone remain calm. Everyone remain
Yeah.
calm.
But yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I thought casting Ryan Reynolds after seeing him in the Wolverine Origins movie was the absolutely correct call.
Yeah.
He played it so well in the brief time he was in Origins that
Mhm.
I can't imagine him not being Deadpool at this point. And
Yeah.
just seeing the teasers was enough to sell me on
Mhm.
more.
Well, I don't know if you guys are on Twitter, but he's been killing it lately.
Oh, I've been
About the
seeing those
most-
tweets too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the most ridiculous shit.
Yeah, he has been killing Twitter.
I just love just the fact that they were able to make one of those comics just super, super violent, which it has to be if it's in any way going to be true to the book.
Oh,
you
yeah.
have
Doing
to.
Deadpool, yeah.
Reynolds was mad they were going for PG-13 at one point.
Yeah,
Like he was like, I'm not doing it unless it's R.
yeah.
Which it's not worth doing if it's not R.
That's also true.
In which Ryan Reynolds can grate on me a little bit personality wise, but it's so perfect for the character because he is like that guy that you would hate being around at most points in time in real life. So it matches up for me.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, definitely. He's got that grating personality of an asshole that just kind of fits the character.
Yeah,
the kind of guy that
snarky
tries to,
asshole.
yeah, no matter what he's doing, he's trying to fit a one-liner into it. It's that,
Yeah.
Pretty much his character from Waiting.
essentially.
Yeah.
The Leon Kennedy of characters.
Oh, such a deep cut.
We're now the #1 Leon Kennedy podcast on the internet.
It's just
Dropping bombs.
Episode 1.5 and a Waiting reference. Way to go, gentlemen. Way to go. We struck gold.
We did it, boys. We reached the promised land.
Oh, and I guess one more thing about that movie. I also like the choice of casting one T.J. Miller in it.
Oh yeah.
He's just a terrible human being in the best way possible.
In the best way possible. I've seen him in so many movies, and every time I just go, "Why is this dude still on the screen?" It's not because he's a bad actor, because he's good at it.
Yeah,
no,
he's good at making me go, "Oh God, there he is."
He's a heel actor, basically.
Yeah, he's a heel actor. Yeah.
His job is to make you hate him.
The Vince McMahon of actors.
he was in the Winnie, or not the Winnie the Pooh Bear, the what the hell was the
Paddington?
No, the oh my god, this is
You're gonna need at least a little bit more hint.
the bear who steals the picnic baskets. I don't know why.
Yogi the Bear.
Yogi.
Yes,
Yogi.
he was in the Yogi the Bear movie, and he
Really?
auditioned by renting a bear to bring with him to the audition. Like he walked into an open audition with a bear.
Jesus.
That's great.
Yeah.
I earned a little bit more respect for that guy.
Yeah.
Simply stunning.
Dreams do come true.
Dream. True. But yeah, Deadpool movie was my '1. It was on all of our lists. I knew it would. I was curious who would say it first. I
Somebody
figured it
had
would
to.
be me.
All
right. Well, my third, and I've been long awaiting this since I was in high school, and that is a new Doom game. I am so pumped for a new Doom game. I really just want to BFG the holy crap out of someone in great graphics. That's a dream come true for me.
Yeah. If you could go back to, little 8-year-old Kevin, just what would you like to see in the future?
I'd like to blow up aliens with this gun.
But have it look like real life.
One day soon.
But yeah, all the Doom games have always been like that creepy ambiance. I've stated before in my life, I love horror games.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
Yeah, it's a big deal for me. So I just played Amnesia for the first time last Saturday. Woof. Boy, was that a trip. There was a lot of prepubescent girls screaming.
Haunting.
Yeah.
The thought's more haunting than actually witnessing it.
Yeah.
Or known as my Saturday night.
Yeah, I love the Doom series all the way through. I played Doom 3 all the way through. Actually, when I was 8, I did play Doom for the first time. That was the first time I played Doom.
Nice.
That was a good guess. It was in much shittier graphics, but it was a good guess.
No.
But yeah, I played the first ones. I played the third one, and it's been so long since they've released a new one. I'm ready. It's time.
Nice.
No.
Well, if it's anything as good as the last Wolfenstein they released, I think you're in good hands.
I think so too. Yeah, because they just released one in the last 6 months. Was it 6 months? I haven't played Wolfenstein.
It was last year sometime. It was a good
I
game,
thought it was
honestly.
last year.
Yeah.
I thought it
Yeah.
was late last year, but I could
Yeah.
be wrong.
Bethesda
It was
released.
that the New Order? Wolfenstein New Order?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm,
I haven't picked it up yet, but I've heard good things.
I have not played, or I think I have one for PlayStation 2, but I was always a fan of Return to Castle Wolfenstein, which was essentially like I like that and Doom were almost the exact same game, except
Oh, yeah.
Wolfenstein they just incorporated Nazis into it.
Yeah,
Basically.
Wolfenstein. That's the only
Yeah, it
difference. It's literally the only difference.
Yeah.
Robot Hitler.
I believe he was called Mecha Hitler, if I'm not mistaken.
It was Mecha Hitler. It was definitely Mecha Hitler.
Jesus Christ.
Chinese.
Ugh. It was so cool back then.
Yeah.
Insensitivity wasn't a thing.
Hey, you did. I mean, you murdered Hitler, so it was pretty
Yeah,
awesome.
it's not like you teamed up with him.
Yeah,
That's-
you're just
They,
gunning
they
down
were
weird-
not gentle about that game, though.
No, and you you murdered a lot of dogs in that game too. Like hundreds of dogs, which always felt weird.
Well, oh my god! Well, the weirdest thing I've ever had to kill in a game was Dead Space, because you had to kill mutant babies,
Oh yeah.
or they would come and explode on you, and then you would just die. So yeah, you had to witness a ton of toddlers coming at you with explosive bags.
Kind of like the Bioshock, you could destroy the little girls if you were greedy, basically.
Yeah, those are some disturbing enemies. I've seen a lot of disturbing enemies in my day.
Kevin's
many.
got PTSD.
Post horror game syndrome, really.
Yeah.
PHGS.
PHGS.
There
Yeah,
we go.
That works.
PHGS. I still have haunting nightmares about the Fear Girl. Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I downloaded the Dying Light demo, and I still haven't worked up the courage to play it.
That's about right.
Just not gonna do it.
Yeah. Smart.
Gonna-
Smart. I played Five Nights at Freddy's for the first time on Saturday too. That was a trip.
I still haven't played that. I've only watched Xavier Woods' gamecast of it, but it looks.
The Up Up Down Down playthrough was really good of it.
Oh yeah, I think you showed me that actually.
I think I did. That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
He did a whole playthrough of Until Dawn as well. That was good. Oh, it's
I've
a
heard
great game.
They're supposed to be making a sequel to that.
Thank God. Oh, I need more of it in my life. I'm hoping that more of the deaths are more Final Destination-y, because that's really what it was missing was the like hard comic turn.
Right.
Then it would have been perfect. Where like you could have seriously died from monsters, or you could have just walked under an icicle and gotten skewered.
One or the other.
Either works for me.
Gotta keep the realism in it a little bit.
Gotta keep the realism, yeah. Live the dream.
Yeah.
But yeah, main point, yeah, Doom, definitely. Great.
To bring it all full circle.
Bring it all full circle. Doom, definitely.
All right, I think I will go with my next topic, and I'm gonna change the conversation a little bit to. I'm excited for the new baseball season coming up.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Pitchers and catchers are reporting, I think, at the end of the month or early in February, so the season's starting up soon, and I can't wait to be disappointed by everyone.
It's going to be great. Well, you have the Detroit Tigers, who could not have a more bloated lineup at this point in time, where they're currently at this point in time, I think $7 million over the luxury tax cap. I think it's like they're at 196 and it's 189. So, really just trying to buy a championship.
Oh,
They just signed Justin Upton last week.
Yeah, before Illich dies.
Yeah,
Illich died.
That's pretty much it. He's trying to build himself like a golden
He's like
tomb
80
right
fucking
now.
5.
Yeah.
That would be fun to watch, like your rich father just spending hundreds of millions of your potential dollars on just chasing a World Series championship.
Oh, good. I'm glad, Grandpa, we have Justin Upton.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Any word on the inheritance?
Yeah. Oh, he's only 22 million this year. Wow, what a steal! Thanks.
Totally better than having my own island.
Yeah. But they got all that Little Caesars money, man. All those pizzas.
Hey, I'm a buyer of the $5 hot and ready. So
the Little Sleezers hot and sweaties. Yeah.
Yes. Much more accurate.
That's all you want. You can't find a better meal for $5.
I didn't say you could.
I would argue against that. I would say you could easily find a better meal for $5. That would be
Depends. Are you willing to cook said meal?
I was gonna say with no effort.
With no effort.
You gotta,
because that pizza can keep me fed all day. That is $1.50 a meal essentially.
Yeah.
You can't beat that value, Andrew.
You have to drive yourself to a Little Caesars, then you have to go through the shameful experience of being seen inside of a Little Caesars.
No, hot and sweaties right out the door. No one will see me. I'm like a goddamn hot and sweaty ninja.
You're
going right in, I'm getting right out.
I was gonna say you're going in there Inspector Gadget style, like you have a
trench coat.
Yeah, trench coat and the top hat.
I will say, to Andy's point, every time I use my debit card in there, I have to sign because they haven't updated their technology in like 10 years.
True.
So,
There's no need.
True.
There's no need.
Yeah,
I'm surprised that it's not only a cash-only business.
it's really just one step away.
One step away. Hey, yeah, we take personal checks, but we don't have a credit card machine.
Yeah.
Just drop your money in the hole. Whatever you think is fair.
Whatever you think is fair. All right, so 50 cents. Give me
My Oakland Athletics, they once again have sold off anything that could be conceived as a major league player.
They liquidated their talent again.
Just, every 2 years you got to refresh the locker room.
Just got to refresh the situation.
God damn it, I hate Billy Bean.
Mr. Moneyball himself.
But, so this is essentially what goes through his head at the end of every season. Well, we didn't win the pennant this season. I guess we have to start over from scratch.
Blow it up. Fuck it.
Blow it up. It's not worth trying to fix with practices.
He's like
just
a GM.
throw money at it until it works.
He's like a GM in a baseball video game. Just blow up the lineup. See if we can. What can we get for this guy? You get a pizza and a fucking, crumpled up 20. Yeah, we'll take it.
That's smart.
It sounds like me playing fantasy, like fantasy seasons on basketball and stuff. It's like, oh, I've went through one season. I should probably go back and fantasy draft again. Screw the next season.
No.
I'm going back to the beginning.
Well, we did lose 10 games, so gotta blow it up.
Gotta blow it up.
Well,
this is what happens when you're an Oakland A's fan. You're perennially disappointed.
Nothing good. Yeah, I've
To
learned
be
that.
fair, it's like literally the same thing with Tigers, just in different situations.
But the thing that I hate about the Oakland Athletics is that they always make the big thing about, you have the movie Moneyball, you have the book about it. And what they all fail to mention is that during that time frame when they were playing around with their little lineup, they had possibly 3 of the best starting pitchers.
Yeah.
at that era in their prime.
The big 3, Zito,
Yeah.
Mulder, and Hudson. Yeah.
Like all in their prime, just destroying people. And you can afford to have whatever catcher playing first base or whatever the fuck it was. Like you have 3 pitchers giving up no runs.
And then you get
it's really hard to lose a game when your pitchers are good. Because like you don't have to do anything.
Well, at least Scott Hatterberg had Chris Pratt play him in a movie, so something good came out of it.
That's also true. Dude, if you have 3 good pitchers, you could field me into the outfield and they would probably still win the game.
Bodies on the field. Yeah.
Kevin, I forgot his last name.
Alice. And he comes down to the batting box to Roland.
Is Is he drinking a beer, Dan? He sure is,
He
Bob.
sure is, Bob. Ah, Michael, I love it.
Like 3 people that got that reference.
I don't even care. It was a good one.
It was.
Those 3 people are us.
Well, yeah, who do you think I was talking about? Nobody else is listening to this shit.
All right, yeah, baseball season. Yep. We had our knocks. We can move on to the next
I
thing
think
now.
we can move on.
All right. On to number 2. All right.
Yep.
So this is real exciting. So my number 2 choice is the potential new album from a band called This Town Needs Guns. They're a English math rock band. They're pretty amazing.
Would that
they
be
basically,
like Dillinger?
I do like Dillinger. I love Dillinger.
Would that be like
He's got,
Dillinger? They're math
No,
rock, correct?
they're kind of like math. I think they call it like math metal or math core. That's like
They're
they're a bit heavier.
Yeah.
They're a bit heavier.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, these guys are almost like they play like very clean tones, almost like jazz guitar type tones.
Oh, that'd be interesting for a
yeah.
math rock style.
The drummer's absolutely amazing, like out of this world. I've gotten to see him live twice. So prior to the last album, they actually lost 2 members and then picked up one guy to replace their bass player and vocalist. And somehow they've managed to get more technical and write catchier songs.
Huh.
So they're unbelievably interesting. They don't get enough credit. The last time I saw them, they played they were like, I think the second opener for another small band called Terra Melos, playing the Magic Stick, and they absolutely
the Magic Stick.
Yeah, R.I.P.
R.I.P.
They just now an EDM music room, which is super great. Yeah,
sad day.
Yeah. But they just they blew everyone out of the water when I saw them, and very, very excited for the new album.
Nice.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah, I'd seen some of the like crazier technical progressive stuff.
Yeah.
Live, like I've seen Animals as Leaders, and they were really good live.
Yeah, that guy is some sort of prodigy.
Oh God, yeah. That might be understating how good he is.
Yeah, he's unreal. I watched.
I couldn't believe it. I saw Chan live too. They were at the same show. They opened for him.
Chan are also amazing. Yeah,
they are quite good.
Yeah, I was surprised because they're like, aren't they a Rise Records band? And that doesn't always. That doesn't
Rise
always.
Rise Records is almost exclusively metalcore.
Yeah, and
it's weird to see Chan there.
Yeah, that's why a friend of mine kind of backdoored that band for me, just kind of posted a video and was like, check this out. And then I kind of found out where they were like signed to after, but they are absolutely insane live. I watched a couple, and there was actually one video I saw where they backed Thomas Ehrlich, who was the old lead singer of The Fall of Troy. And they did a set with him at South by Southwest, I think a year or 2 ago, and did like covers of Fall of Troy songs. Yeah, it was absolutely amazing.
I know. I watched one of their sets from South by Southwest. I watched it on YouTube. I wasn't there. I want to go to South by Southwest at some point. But
yeah, was that the Audio Tree set?
I think so. I want to say it was the Audio Tree one. Probably the same one.
Yeah, where they're playing like some like converted parking lot or something. Some shit like
they're playing some tent. They're playing a festival tent, not a stage. Yeah, same set.
Yeah. No, yeah, it was fantastic.
They were always super classy. Dude, that's South by Southwest. They're very non-traditional.
That's one way to put it.
Yeah.
Well, that's probably the nicer way to put it.
There's bands that just like set up, like I've heard stories where it's like, oh yeah, like here's a bridge that no one's on at like 1 a.m. Like let's just play. Like set up the amps. Like,
set up the amps to play. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a really cool music festival from what I've heard. One day.
Yeah, I've heard good things about it. I've never. Well, there's no goddamn way I could make it there, but it sounds interesting.
I have uncles that live down there, so I gotta go check it out at some point. Stay with them. I guess it's a weekend, right? Or is it a week? I've always forget.
It might be it might actually be a full week.
I think it is a full week. I think they do a whole festival the whole week.
Yeah, and there's like they incorporate like film shit into it as well, and it's just like it's the amount of bands that they're able to fit in there is really really unbelievable. It's just 10 band shows all day long.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
That's crazy.
I know they bring in some film stuff, and some comedians go down there too.
Yeah,
some sets.
They have comedian stages. They have all kinds of stages. It's just insane. Every time I see it announced, it's like, what is happening? What is this hodgepodge of music? Feels like Warped Tour, just a longer, drawn out Warped Tour.
It's Warped Tour for once you become an adult. That's.
hey! I go to Warped Tour still. I love Warped Tour.
I have nothing against it. I used to go all the time when I was younger. I haven't been there in a while. I think the last time I went was like Dillinger and Every Time I Die played, and that was probably like I can't remember what year that was.
I know Every Time I Die played 2 years ago, 3 years ago now.
This was I feel like this was like 2010-ish.
I was gonna say 2009.
Oh, that would make sense to me.
9/10. Yeah, because it was.
I know Every Time I Die was on the lineup a couple years back.
Yeah, they always play. They're just they're like they've become what like Bad Religion and like NoFX were what at one point where it was just like that weird like elder statesman kind of band that like are way older and then make fun of another band there.
Yeah, just kind of hang around and
I think
go away.
That's what Senses Fail is becoming now for Warped Tour.
Oh my god, that guy is. I agree with a lot of the stuff that he says, Buddy Nielsen, but I've never seen a grown man more desperate for attention. Like he seems like he has nothing else going on in his life besides just reposting stuff on Facebook. Like
that's what I'm always curious about. Like a lot of the stuff he says, I agree. Like I generally agree with.
Yeah.
Like this guy was being an asshole. Yeah, yes, please, rights.
Yeah.
Like he's there every day.
Yeah. And he's like
he's getting shunned by the other people in the band.
Yeah. Like
he needs help.
he really does. It's just like what? Like I gotta imagine like riding on a tour bus just cannot be fun. Like, yeah, Buddy's been talking for 3 hours straight. Like I
don't know what to do.
Yeah,
I thought he'd run out of words in the English language by now. But
yeah.
I think CKY toured with them a long time ago, and Jess Margera was like complaining about it. Just like, that dude just never shuts the fuck up.
Yeah.
There was I remember like an old weird CKY story where it was it wasn't Senses Fail, it was like the All American Rejects or someone like played on a tour with them.
I think I know where
and they ended up like getting like there was some sort of altercation in like the middle of like a show where like they like I think one band called out the other band and then the other band called out the other band. It was really weird.
Yeah.
But
All American Rejects called out CKY during their set, and then CKY came on and just tore the All American Rejects apart, and like about 75% of the crowd was CKY fans at that show, so it didn't go well.
Which is
I remember an altercation I saw on stage as well. It wasn't to the point where they were coming out on stage and yelling at each other, but I saw the tour with Marilyn Manson and Rob Zombie.
Oh God!
was
And
that the one where they... I'm sorry.
It's probably the one that you're about to finish the story of.
I think I was. I'm not gonna ruin it.
For those that don't know the story.
And it was at my stop of the show that it happened. Mm-hmm. Was Manson was yelling and ranting and raving that he didn't have enough time on stage. Like 5 minutes left in his set. He's like, I gotta go. The other guy's kicking me off. It's like, dude, no, you're trying to go over your set time. Don't be an asshole. During because Rob Zombie played a rendition of Alice Cooper's "School's Out," and during that, he got the whole crowd to yell "fuck Manson" during the "School's Out" part. It was great.
I mean, does it really surprise you that Marilyn Manson was being?
Is it diva? No, not at all.
Yeah, diva actually.
He was.
Better
I
word.
saw him last year at Rock in the Range. He was not looking good on stage. He looked like he was in trouble.
No, he does
Yeah.
not look good these days.
Like
Yeah.
it looked like he was on some form of drugs. It was bad.
He was I thought he got sober over the past couple of years.
See,
He
that's
was,
what I thought.
But
I just remember like who the fuck he toured with. It was like I can't. This was a while ago, but it was like him touring with Slayer doing something, and like he was during the interview forcing all of them to drink absinthe because he like started.
2009.
yeah,
2009
something.
Mayhem Fest.
Yeah,
Mayhem
Yeah,
Fest.
that had,
Yeah,
'cause
they
he
were on
was-
Mayhem together.
yeah, he was making his own absinthe at the time, which would.
Yes.
Wait, so he was making bathtub absinthe?
Well, it was like
no,
I
it's
think
like
it was.
branded. Yeah, it was. This was right
Yeah.
when absinthe
Oh, okay.
became legal in the United States.
Okay, so he got a brand. Okay, well
Yeah,
that's just smart business.
Yeah, but I don't know how many people would buy that. I don't know. That would be. That's what I think. Like him and like the way that what's his name Maynard from Tool makes wine. Like I think that there's a big segment of people that just because they have like they don't like that person wouldn't buy that product.
Sure.
Like that would be.
It's true.
That
That is true. But there are a lot of people who would mindlessly buy it because of those
absolutely.
people.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Kind of goes both ways.
Exactly.
Yes. Yeah.
If only absinthe wasn't such a terrible drink.
Yeah.
Not. It is not good.
I mean, once the myth of like no, it doesn't make you hallucinate. Once that kind of fell by the wayside, now it's just a shitty tasting liquor.
And now it's just bad.
I remember drinking it in high school when a mutual friend of me and Zach's had smuggled a bottle back from Italy on like a senior trip, and
God, he thought he was so cool with that.
yeah, I remember he had gotten one of those like stupid like spoons with like the hole in it, and like bought himself like a glass like a nice glass to like pour the water over and like let the sugar mix in, but like then he would make it for someone else and then would do it in like a red Solo cup. But like he insisted on doing like this whole process of like meticulously watering down a sugar cube into like your blue Solo cup of absinthe. Like it was just the most pretentious and awful thing at once.
As any 18-year-old is that just came back from Europe with a bottle of absinthe.
Yeah. We're just trying to drink this before someone catches us, man. Like, why do we have to go 25-minute process?
Your parents are gonna be home in like 5 minutes. Come on.
Yeah.
Oh
The wheels have really come off now.
man. No, we're on topic. It was mostly about music. We're good.
I was enjoying the topic.
I loved it.
Especially
All right,
since I don't
but
have
we'll
an
move
accent.
on. We'll move on. We had a good conversation. We'll move on though. Especially what? I'll let you finish that.
Especially because I don't have another discussion topic.
Yeah. Well, I got one more because we already hit Deadpool.
Well, that's exactly it. The Deadpool ate up the rest of my list.
Yeah. Now this will be my last one too. This is the thing I was second favorite for, though. Though if Deadpool wasn't a thing, this would be my first easy. Is everything happened in WWE, just with AJ Styles, the Balor Club, and now Austin Aries.
I figured you were gonna mention that. That's why I didn't make it my topic.
Smart. All the signings that are coming to WWE and all the injuries that are currently in WWE is going to open up for a really, really good WrestleMania. All of the good WrestleManias through the years, or all of the big telling WrestleManias through the years, haven't really been set up. It's been more in a scramble where something happened in like November, like when the Montreal screw job happened. They had to scramble to make a main event for Mania, and I believe, what year was that? Was that Austin Michaels?
Yes.
Yeah,
it was Austin Michaels. So think about that's one of the best main events in history.
Now, are you worried it's gonna kind of get bogged down by focusing too much on older stars because Triple H is now your champion? again.
Mm-hmm.
You got
Yeah.
Undertaker's going to be coming back. You got probably The Rock or Stone Cold. You got Jericho in there. So you got the top stars of 2003 still,
Right,
being your
but
top stars.
if they can use the part timers to get people over, it won't be an issue though. So if it was, I would agree that it'd be a problem if it were like Brock Lesnar versus Jericho, because then they're both leaving, or Brock Lesnar versus Taker again, because then they're both leaving. You're not building anything. You're not doing anything with it. But Brock Lesnar versus Bray Wyatt, that's a money feud. That's new. That's good.
True.
That's a rub for the Wyatt family, no matter what happens. Jericho, I think, is lined up. Jericho's lined up to face Ambrose. That's a good rub.
Is it though? I feel like the Jericho rub has its sheen has dwindled.
I would agree. It's not as good as like facing The Rock or facing.
Once Fandango beat him, what was that, 2 or 3 years ago?
Are you guys talking about Y2K right now? Or Y2J? Y2J. Damn it! Y2J.
Good try.
So
Yes.
Well,
But yes, but it's still something that's going to put him over, putting on a good match. Now the problem now with Ambrose though is I don't think they're going to top the match from the Rumble.
Yeah, no, that was amazing.
It was a great match. I don't know how they top that there, but going forward, I imagine Owens will have a match probably against Sami Zayn, and they're going to tear the house down.
Yeah.
Or it's going to be Owens,
injured
AJ Styles, and they're going to tear the house down. Those are the two options for Owens, I think, since they're not going with Lesnar versus Owens, which I thought was the best idea. But
I like Zayn Owens. They have history together,
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. It's an easy feud to write right in.
Yeah.
AJ Styles would also be an easy feud to write right in if they want to do Fastlane, him and Zayn. But I think he's going to be in the Fastlane main event. I bet he faces Reigns for the #1 contendership.
You think?
I think so. I think they're going to put him in that spot.
I could see it. Yeah.
To get Reigns over. They need someone who they can boo over Reigns, and not many people are cheering Owens right now.
That's true. He is probably the biggest heel in the company.
I think so, with Seth Rollins not there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's where they go there. Other than that, the Divas division is looking real good. Real good.
Minus sexual assault from Hall of Famers.
we don't talk about King and his commentary anymore.
Oh no, I'm referring to Ric Flair.
Oh, that's also true.
Wait. What?
So last night at the Royal Rumble, as a distraction, Ric Flair was managing his daughter, who was in a match with
Becky Lynch.
Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch ran to the outside of the ring. Ric Flair grabbed her by the head and kissed her for a good 3 or 4 seconds.
A good way too long.
Yeah, super rapey.
It was real rapey. It was not. I didn't agree with that booking decision. They could have done it a different way.
I mean, yeah, I get it. Flair's old school. This might have, flied in the 80s, but it's 2016. It's kind of weird now.
It's a little weird now. I would have, but he couldn't put his hands on her or anything either because that's a disqualification. So I don't. It's tough. I don't know. I don't know how you write that.
So I put my penis on her.
Yeah, I don't know how you write that. Anyway, besides that, Sasha Banks versus Charlotte's going to be a hell of a match, and I hope they give it time at Mania.
Yes, that will be a great match.
That'll be an awesome match. And then the New Day, because New Day rocks. Day rocks. New Day rocks. Oh, they are easily one of the best things happening in WWE right now.
I know you don't follow Andy, but if you could,
I do not.
If you go on YouTube and look up New Day,
you won't be disappointed.
You'll actually like it.
You won't be disappointed at all. They literally just go out there and bullshit about random stuff and then yell at the crowd.
So picture this podcast if we had any athleticism, charisma, or talent.
Yeah. That's exactly what they are. And one of them outside manages. He's called Xavier Woods, and he plays a trombone at ringside.
Why not?
Exactly. I promise you won't be just look it up. It's great.
The brass instrumentation was what was always missing from the WWE. Needed a nice horn section.
Yeah.
True.
I have one question. Do you anticipate Hulk Hogan in the parking lot yelling slurs at any ethnic or racial minorities?
All of them.
Okay, that's kind of what I imagine.
Or on Twitter doing it.
Yeah. So.
Who are these black people in the ring with a trombone?
No. So I feel it coming. That's.
Oh
well, I mean,
God.
it's almost guaranteed at this point.
Yeah, it's oof. He's due for a breakdown.
Well, as long as he has an internet connection, I'm sure we won't.
As long as
People
Iron
from-
Sheik has an internet connection, the world will continue spinning. Just the most incoherent bullshit coming out of his mouth.
Oh, he's like my favorite Twitter follower.
Oh, he's the best.
So.
Just calling everyone jabronis and telling everyone to fuck off.
So.
But yeah, WrestleMania this year is gonna be great. I'm
Should be good.
ready. I'm ready for the plans. I'm ready for AJ Styles plans. That's what I want.
Bullet Club WWE.
Yep. Bullet Club for life.
All right. Well, wanna
And
move on
you got
to our,
one more.
one
Right?
more topic?
Yeah, I was after I forced everyone to blow through theirs, I got one more.
I didn't blow through mine. I got through everything I wanted to.
Yeah. All right. Then
We can't be here all night.
Yeah.
Then my final pick, my number one is also another music one. It's the new album by the band Nails. It's called "You Will Never Be One of Us," and Nails is a pretty crazy band. So it's kind of a weird mix of hardcore, grindcore, and death metal.
Okay. I've never heard of these guys. Like,
yeah, they've had a I mean they've done relatively well in the scene that they come from. So the lead singer and guitar player is this guy named Todd Jones, who's played in like an insane amount of hardcore bands over the past like 15 years. He was one of the original members of Terror, probably the most well-known band that he played in. Played in a lot of really good straight edge hardcore bands. And then
he was also a failed closer for the Tigers.
Well, not the same guy. Not the handlebar mustachioed gentleman.
Not the chubby closer.
Handlebar Steve?
Yeah. No, a much angrier young man. But they've had 2 albums over the last 5 years, but it's been 3 years since the last one. And they're pretty interesting in that they can kind of cross over and they'll play like giant hardcore festivals with like a bunch of punk bands, and then I think I saw them. They're one of the headlining bands at like kind of a little mini death metal show that they're doing out in New York for a book release. So they're pretty crazy, but they kind of do the extreme metal right in that they understand that everyone only has somewhat of a small tolerance for it. So every song's 2 minutes at the most, 20-minute album. They're in, they're out, and everything's amazing.
So they take a Ramones look to it.
Yeah,
basically.
it's fast, angry, it's somehow catchy for the type of music that it is. And then, yeah, I just can't say enough good things about that band.
Nice.
No.
Yeah, sounds good. Selling it to me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sold. Yeah, shit.
Take a listen.
I know what I'm
Got it.
doing after this recording.
Yeah. I'm gonna go get angry.
I'm gonna go get angry. I gotta go
clean my
throw
bath-
stuff.
I gotta clean my bathroom, so there's nothing better than angrily scrubbing.
That's true. You get more power behind it.
And
If you're guttural screaming, you get 30% more power. That's just a science buff.
That's a fact.
That's just a fact.
that is a thing.
Just science.
There's a fairly interesting fan video out there where it's like 1 or 2 of their songs mashed up with footage from the original RoboCop. So if you want to take 2 seconds on YouTube, you can find it pretty
I
easy.
might. I just might.
Correction. Now I know what I'm going to be doing after this podcast.
Well, I've been presented with new information.
Yeah.
It's what we do here at Drinks on the House. We expand horizons.
No.
Kinda.
Or close them.
Or close them.
However you want to look at it.
Firmly close a door, crack a window.
Wait, no one ever checks the doggy door.
No
No.
one ever checks the doggy door.
Alright. Well, I think
What
Save
a
it.
line to end on.
Yeah.
I think on that note, unless anybody has anything else to add to the discussion.
No, I think you've gotten everything. That
Yeah,
was
I think
yeah.
it's pretty comprehensive.
everything. Yeah, it's comprehensive of all the things we're excited for that have been announced.
Apparently,
I
I'm
guess everyone should watch It's Always Sunny too, because the new season's insane. 3 episodes in thus far.
not-
Damn.
nice. Yeah, I kind of forget that it's on, frankly, but
Yeah.
I will check it out.
It's good.
It's good.
Good.
They did a 80s ski movie episode for the last one, and there's a pretty intense sex scene featuring Charlie, and
Jesus.
it is just
It's a thing.
There.
it sounds terrifying, but it is possibly the funniest thing I've seen on
Sounds
TV this year so far.
Isn't that really It's Always Sunny in a nutshell? It sounds terrifying, but
Yeah.
it's funny, trust me.
Yeah, no, it's-
That's true,
It's
actually.
Well, alright, on that note, I think we're going to end it here tonight. I am Zach Kowalski. You can follow me on Twitter at Zach Kowalski. And if you're in the Seattle area, I perform open mic nights at the Parlor downtown. Come and check me out and give me pity laughs.
I am the pride of Pinckney, Mr. Kevin Alice. You can also check me on Twitch. Last Vindicator, we do live stream video games. I put them up on YouTube. Drinking Buddies, you can look it up. I'd look up Drinking Buddies channel because it's easier to find instead of finding that one movie that Jake Johnson was in.
The classic.
it was an okay movie.
It wasn't okay, but I watched it. It was all right. It was all right. I'm not clamoring to watch it again, but it was good.
So your stream is not named after the movie.
No, it is not. It's drinking without the G. There's no G. We're not affiliated with them.
Important distinctions.
Important distinction.
And I'm Andy, and I have no social media presence, so please.
Woo!
Do not search for him. You will not find him. But
You
if
will not find him.
I'm Andy, and I'm a ghost.
Andy's not even my real name. So.
if you want to look
That's
up
just
in
an
the
alias
sky-
I told you fuckers.
Although Andy is an accomplished cloud writer, if you want to look in the sky, you might see a message from him.
Yeah. You can read all of my Twilight fan fiction on my Friendster account. Actually, I'm uploading it all on my GeoCities page. So.
Oh, good.
You can find it in excerpts on Tumblr.
Sure. My life is the worst.
Anyway,
on that note, why don't you go ahead and have a drink on the house?
cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah.